Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of my new show. It's called Under the Radar Boxing. On my new channel, and called TheSwarthyOne. Swarthy meaning a dark skinned person, or whatever. Um, but I decided just to make a new channel because I'm going to be doing a couple of things. Um, on this new channel, I'll be doing three things. I'll be doing under the radar boxing, then I'll be doing under the radar um, under the radar boxing, under the radar radio, and then under the radar books. So I talked about doing this, and I was just trying to figure out how to do it. But I figured I'd start a new channel because my other channels they just have a lot of different other content on it, and I crossed over content from one to the other. And so I didn't want to do that. I wanted to start over with the subscribers and the supporters and all that stuff. So this is just a new channel that I just started. It's called TheSwarthyOne, and TheSwarthyOne is me. I'm TheSwarthyOne. But it's still the Bishop down, and we're gonna be doing our under the radar radio. I'll be doing it at the same times as I was doing my other radio show, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Fridays, I don't know if I'm gonna say it's Freestyle Friday. It'll just be a Friday. I mean, because any day I might do a freestyle. I think I just keep it up like that. But and maybe down the time I'll start like a under the radar music um, thing too as well. So I don't know, we'll see. But basically, so that's what I'm gonna do now. So let's get right into it. We're talking about some boxing today. So what do we got coming up today? So we got two fights coming up. So two quote unquote big fights. We got Javante Tank Davis. He's fighting Barrios for Barrios' WBO interim. I think it's a WBO interim belt. So it's a championship fight, kind of. I mean, for Tank Davis, they're both undefeated. Barrios is a lot taller than Tank. A lot taller than Tank. And he's bigger than Tank, too. This Tank's jumping up for 140 for the first time. So this would be actually a good fight. Just test how Tank power carries to 140. And I believe it's going to be the same. I believe his power is going to be the same. It might even be stronger. I don't know, because I think Tank has power to welterweight. I think Tank has like welterweight power, but we'll find out. And then we have Lomachenko, the return of the Matrix Reloaded. He's coming back to fight Nakatani, or whatever. Those happen both the same day, and that is Saturday. So. Those are good fights coming up. May the best man win. News in the boxing world, if you didn't know, Nonito Donaire has replaced Rigondeaux to fight Casamayor for a unification bout. Excuse me, isn't that something, right? So Rigondeaux, they just paid him sidestep money to step aside money. So they can make that fight between Donaire and Casamera, two Filipino fighters, which will be a good fight, I think. I would go back and watch some Casamero's fights to see how he performed. Although you can never really dictate how a fight's gonna play based on the fighter's last fight, because they're always learning. Or doing new different things and training different ways. So, but Casamayor, he doesn't like Inoue at all. I think he has more respect for Donaire, of course, than he has. He don't like Inoue at all. He was talking a lot of smack about Inoue before the pandemic started, and they were supposed to fight to unify those belts. But this is a bigger thing now because Donaire already fought Inoue, lost in a unanimous decision. It was a close fight. It was a good fight. I mean, Donaire put some hurting on Inoue, but Inoue returned the favor. Dropped him in the I think 11th or 12th round, and then he won the fight. So then Donaire just won his fight against it was a WBC champion. I don't know the guy's name. Donaire destroyed this guy. So now he's got a belt, and Casamayor got a belt. I think it's the WBO belt that Casamayor has, or the WBA, either one. But it's crazy. So that those two are fighting in August 14th. Donaire's jumping right back in there, which could be good for him, but it could be bad because, you know, he just fought. But Donaire's ready to jump back in there, so it could be a good fight. I don't know. But either way, I really like to see Casamayor fight anyway because of all the stuff that Casamayor talked, and I think Casamayor's style is a little different than any guy. Well, I don't know if any guys anyway face, because I don't know all the guys anyway face, but Casamayor is he's a rough and tough fighter. He's like a brawler. He's like a brawler boxer. It seems like most of the guys that I've seen anyway fight have been boxers. You know, I mean, somebody that's not going to bring any like power to Inoue. So, but Inoue just looks so solid. He looks so solid and poised. I mean, Donaire is like a boxer puncher, and Donaire's got power too. He's got a crazy left hand. So that was a really great fight. So, but Casamayor may be like more rough like a Sean Porter or like a maybe like a, I don't know, like a Charlo, but I'm just saying like a rough fighter, like I'm thinking welterweights. I don't want to compare him to Jeff Horn, but just like more so like a Sean Porter. He's a rough fighter, rough tough fighter. There could be some other fighters in there that, you know, I'm not sure. But it's gonna be a good fight. I'm looking forward to that fight. Of course, before that we have the Tyson Fury, the Deontay Wilder fight, Deontay Wilder fight. So of course everybody goes like that. And also on August 14th they moved the Teofimo Lopez fight, and I see that as an easy fight for Teofimo. You know what I mean? I don't know. I see it as an easy fight for Teofimo. I think the reason why they did move it, of course, because the tickets weren't selling. And I think that's what everybody knows. So, conveniently, Teofimo got COVID. So we all know that. You know what I mean? That's the code word. You know, those are the code words or whatever. So, Chris Colbert, I think, is fighting, defending his belt sometime soon. Then, of course, you know, we got the Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao fight. Which would be a great fight, too. But I'm looking at this Lomachenko fight, though. When I step back and I think about, I'm looking at Lomachenko, right? Lomachenko versus Nakatani. Lomachenko's talking about knocking out Nakatani. But I know he's just talking a bunch of shit because, you know, he has to. Because he's going to come back and fight somebody who's a tough fighter, but it's an easy fight for Lomachenko. Because of Lomachenko's movement and his boxing ability and the volume punches, it's an easy fight for Lomachenko. He very may well knock out Nakatani. Now I think in my opinion is Lomachenko should fight Devin Haney, and this is the title that I'm actually putting in this one, is Lomachenko versus Haney. I think Lomachenko should fight Haney next after Nakatani or whatever, because Haney just fought who he fought, Linares, and Lomachenko already beat Linares, right? Haney's the WBC champion. Lomachenko doesn't have a belt, but I think in order for him to get a rematch with Teofimo Lopez, he needs to have a statement fight. He needs to have a statement fight, and I think he should have a belt, something to bring to the table. Because why would Lopez even want to fight Lomachenko again and take the risk of losing to a so-called quote-unquote healthy Lomachenko, because apparently his shoulder was hurt and he didn't want to throw any punches. I don't know if it was excuses. Maybe he'll just test himself. Who knows? But in my opinion, I think Lomachenko should fight Haney. I think that would be a better fight for him, a bigger challenge. And if he can beat Devin Haney, that will give him a huge boost to fight Teofimo Lopez, because they always talk about Haney fighting Lopez. Haney's and Lopez, they're not gonna fight. They are not gonna fight. They're not gonna fight. Either Bob Arum's not gonna let that fight happen, because he's probably not gonna risk, Teofimo, because Devin Haney's not in Arum's stable. You know what I mean? And Arum's not gonna risk, Teofimo losing to Devin Haney, because they, of course, everybody's like hating on Haney because of old media and people talk about racism. I don't know if it's racism, but it's probably something similar to how Floyd Mayweather changed his career when he became independent, and Devin Haney's already independent, so maybe they don't want to see that happen again. I don't know. But Devin Haney would definitely take a fight with Lomachenko. You know what I mean? I don't know if Arum would allow that to happen, but that could be out of Arum's hands if Lomachenko decides he wants to do what he wants to do. Because it seems like with the top-ranked fighters, the ones who have the pull, the fighters that have the pull and the popularity, they seem to be able to do what they want to do. Like this Lomachenko, like Lopez fighting with Trilla, and because he's supposed to be in a contract with Top Rank. You know what I mean? And then you look at on the flip side, you look at Terrence Crawford, how these fights could have happened, but they're not happening. Is that because Terrence Crawford doesn't want them to happen? Because I heard that Manny Pacquiao sent a contract to Terrence Crawford where Manny Pacquiao had already signed the contract and he was ready to fight, but Terrence Crawford did not sign the contract, so the fight didn't happen. And that's Top Rank and Showtime together. Yes, handsome. Both your tablets dead? Oh man. Here, go ahead. I thought you were watching YouTube on TV. Okay. But I mean, think about that. And then I just heard word too that I think who's it? Muhammad Ali's grandson is boxing. Let me see if I can find this guy. What's his name? Ali Walsh. I don't know his first name before his first name. Let me see. Oh, his name is Nikko. Nikko Ali Walsh. He just signed with Top Rank. Wait, I'm looking at some other stuff. Okay. That's who this guy is? But that's a different guy. Oh, hold on. Let me share my screen real quick so you guys can see this, because this is kind of interesting. How I do this? I think is this one. No. This one. No. This one. No. Oops. This one. Oh, here. Display 3 it is? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is... okay, Bogado Ali Walsh right here. That's not him, but I think that's his face. So it says Ali Walsh is the son of retired U.S. Marine Corps Sergeant Robert Walsh and Rashida Ali Walsh, Muhammad Ali's daughter, and noted post speaker who uses her platform to raise money for research Parkinson's disease. I'm doing all up to Ali Walsh. So let's see. This is a different Walsh. That's not the guy. Let's look at Nikko Walsh. So there's Nikko Walsh. Nikko Walsh. So here's the sky thing right here they did. Wait, go back. What was this? What did it say? Okay, so Barrio Ali Walsh is Nikko Walsh's brother. So they're both seems like sports guys. It looks like that. But here we go right here. Cookies, whatever. So Muhammad Ali's grandson, Nikko Ali Walsh, signs a pro deal with Top Rank, and that's the man right there. So he's a full-grown person. He's 20 years old, and he's actually supposed to be fighting a 4-round middleweight bout on August 14th. So he's fighting the middleweight guy. So that's kind of interesting too. I mean, this guy, I don't know. I've never seen anything about him. Didn't know about him, but you know, his father is the greatest boxer of all time. I don't care what anybody says. Ali is still the greatest boxer of all time, in my opinion, because of what he did in and outside the ring. He's the only man, you know what I mean? He defeated the U.S. government, and there's nothing that they could do about it. So say he has roughly 30 amateur fights. So you know, there you go. But isn't that crazy? How you look at the genealogy of people? Like, look at this guy. Look at his skin complexion, right? Nothing wrong with skin complexion, but I'm just saying, from Ali. Ali was already a light-skinned guy. He's native, of course. He's a Native American, of course. Anyway, that's the other stuff that I talk about on my under the radar radio stuff, but stuff like that. But see this guy? Look at him. Look at that guy. Just look. You know what I mean? He's lighter than Bob Arum. But you know, that's just a genealogy thing, and that's really interesting when you see that from what you see Muhammad Ali, and that's only 2 generations down. But you see how 2 generations down it changed. How he changed. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even think this guy would be related to Muhammad Ali based upon what his skin tone looks like. But, you know, you look at his facial features and stuff like that, you see things like the nose and stuff like that. But anyway, that's another topic. But that's neat. That's neat. That's neat. Go back to this. Wait, that's wrong display. Sorry. Go back to my face. Okay, you know, that's neat. You know what I mean? But, so we got a couple of things to look forward to for boxing this weekend. And, my main thing is, like I was saying, Lomachenko should fight Devin Haney. I think that's a great fight. And I think Lomachenko has a chance to beat Haney. Because they're both boxers. They're both quick. They're both fast. You know what I mean? But I think Lomachenko may edge him in experience and maybe technique as well. But that's the fight I think Devin Haney would take. Because I believe Devin Haney really believes he has the confidence to beat Lomachenko, and he may. But either way, that's a great fight. I think that's a great fight. I think that should be Lomachenko's next step, because if Lomachenko wins, then he's definitely gonna get a rematch with Lopez, because now he has a WC belt and he beat the man that everybody says that he should fight. And if Haney wins, then that gives him even more boost to his accolades of how good he is, and he may get a shot with Lopez. Maybe if he beats Lomachenko, then they can't deny him that shot. They can't say he didn't fight anybody, because Lomachenko is still considered he's still like number 7 on the pound for pound list, and Devin Haney's not. That's a great fight, because how much longer does Lomachenko have? He's like 35 or something. 35, 36. So how much longer is he going to box? So, like I said, if he can beat the younger Devin Haney, he definitely has a chance to get a rematch with Lopez. And he could possibly beat Lopez and, you know, be undisputed with all 4 belts. And that would solidify his legacy right there. Nobody would question it anymore. You know what I'm saying? Two-time unified lightweight champion. Come on now, that's awesome, right? Come on, Lomachenko, let's make the call. Fight Haney. He should fight Devin Haney. And if Devin Haney wins, like, bam. That just puts Devin Haney way above there. Devin Haney goes way above there. He's above. He would be above Ryan Garcia. He would be above Tank Davis. You know what I mean? He may be even, like he'll be close, like up there to Lopez, because they can't say he didn't fight nobody. You know what I mean? Anyway, that's my thoughts on that thing. But guys, stay tuned for my videos. I just really post videos when I kind of feel like it. Usually I try to post something before some of these exciting fights that are coming up. I'll post something. I don't really have a date or a time, so I just post up. But thank you guys for watching the video. If you want to subscribe, I don't even want to say subscribe. I don't even, you know me, man. I don't even care about this stuff. But this is TheSwarthyOne, boy. TheSwarthyOne. TheSwarthyOne. A.K.A. Bishop Down. Signing off. Alright. Catch y'all later.